ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे ओम श्री हयग्रीवाय नमः। ओम श्री वल्लभा समेत श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। We were looking at the topic of aham-artha vichArah. In this context, whether aham-artha is there in sushupti or not, also we were discussing. The aham-artha, essentially we take it as the ahankara, and therefore the ahankara is not there in the sushupti because nobody even has any cognition at that time as I am. Even I am cognition is not there, and nothing else also one cognizes during sleep. So we do not accept that the aham-artha is there in the sushupti. But the Purva Pakshi is saying that since I get up and say I slept well, I being happy, I slept or whatever, I happily slept. All these things are pointing out that the I was there because I slept is what is the paramarsha or pratyavarsha. Okay. So I think we were there, correct? Yeduktam sukam aham aswapsam pratyavamarshena aham-arthasya tadanim sukhitvam nyatritvam cha nyayate iti. So this was said that since I am able to recollect that I slept well, therefore sukhitvam also has to be there as a dharma of Atma at that time, and Nyatritvam also has to be there, is what they are saying. So Sukhitvam cha Nyatritvam Nyayate, but we say Tad Ayuktam, that's not tenable. Why? Anubhava Kale Aham iti Pratiti Abhavena aham-artha bhava. So what we say is at that time there was no Anubhava, correct? I am sleeping happily means that Anubhava is not there in sleep. Therefore, aham-artha abhava only is there. There is no pratiti of aham-artha at that time. So aham-arthatvena tvad-abhimatasya cha pratyegatmanaha sukha-rupatvena sukhitva bhavat. Further, what do we say? According to your mata only, pratyegatma is sukha swarupa, not sukha dharmi. Okay. So pratyegatma is not sukhi, but sukha swarupa. There is a difference between being a sukhi and being sukha. Correct? There is a big difference. So you cannot say Sukhitva is there as a dharma. Further, what dharma bhuta jnanasya cha sushuptou-abhavat jnatritva bhavat cha. And again, dharma bhuta jnana, what they call as dharma bhuta jnana, we can say it as vritti jnanam. There is no ahankara vritti or any kind of antakarana vritti itself in sushupti. Therefore, there is no question of the jnatritvam being there. Once we say this, what he is saying, no, nacha swarupa jnanadeva tada jnatritva siddhihi iti vachyam. Means he is saying, no, okay, let there not be dharma bhuta jnanam, but the dharmi bhuta jnanam or swarupa jnanam is there. Why can't the jnatritva be from that itself? Due to that, swarupa jnana itself can have jnatritvam. Means that is also not proper. Why? Now we are asking question to the Purva Pakshi. Kim Swarupa Jnanameva Jnatri iti uchyate yadva Swarupa Jnanad eva Ajnana Sukhadi Jnanam Atmanaha Jayate iti. So what we are saying, the Swarupa Jnana itself is the Jnatri, are you saying? Or due to the Swarupa Jnanam, there is this Ajnana and the Sukha, etc. Correct? All the cognition of Ajnana and Sukha are all there due to Swarupa Jnana. What are you saying? Okay. And because of the Swarupa Jnanam, it is there for the Atma. Okay. The Jnanam of ajnana and sukha. Means what we are saying is in both cases, ubhayathapi jnanasya swarupa bhutasya jnana ashrayatvam agatam iti kritva katham dharmi bhuta atma ashritasya tasya jnanasya dharma jnana jnanatva abhavaha. So in both cases, what this jnana, which is swarupa jnana we are talking about now, because that is what is there in sushupti, it will have jnana ashrayatvam. Jnana itself will have, that is atma ashraya dosha, it will become correct. The same thing cannot be the ashraya for itself. That is what we call atma ashraya. So jnana ashrayatam will come for it. If you say the swarupa jnana itself is jnatru also, then also jnana ashrayatam will come. Or because of that, this jnanam has taken place for the atma, means then also the same problem will come. Therefore, what we are saying is katham dharmi bhuta atma ashritasya, that which is dharmi, okay, in the form of dharmi, and which is the ashraya for atma also according to them, the jivatma, that jnana, tasya jnanasya, dharma jnanatva bhavaha, the dharma jnana abhava cannot be there, okay. So, dharma jnanatva, that if it is there, that dharma jnana should be there, okay, that is the idea. But how can that not be there? So, once we say that there is no dharma jnana and all that, or dharma bhuta jnana, correct? Now again they are saying what? Nacha evam sushuptou-api dharma jnanam atmanaha asti iti vachyam. Now they are saying, no, why can't dharma jnana be there in sushupti? Let it be there. Means that you cannot say. Why? Because according to them, the dharma bhuta jnana is there only when the vishaya prakasha is there. When the object of cognition is lighted up, then only the dharma bhuta jnanam is there. Okay. So that's what he is saying. Tattu vishaya prakashana velayamiti swabhashya virodhat. You are now going against your own siddhanta or bhashya, correct? You said that dharma bhuta jnanam is there only in the when the time of the object cognition being there, or object is being lighted up. But in sushupti there is no objective knowledge. Okay, there is no vishaya prakasha, there is no vishaya only. Therefore, how can you say there is dharma bhuta jnana there at that time? Only if dharma bhuta jnana is there, then you can say there is some kind of sukhitvam, ajnanam, etc. are known by the knower. But here, that is not there in sushupti. And if you say it is there, then it will become atmashraya dosha. That is also a problem. Okay, then what? It is against your own siddhanta if you say dharma bhuta jnanam is there. Now, further what? Kincha yadi atmanaha sukhitvam nyatritvam cha satyarhi dukhitvadikam api syadeva. Another point we are pointing it out is what? If you say atma has sukhitvam and nyatritvam as dharma, even in sushupti, then dukhitvam also has to be there. If sukha is there, dukkha has to be there. Correct? So, but that is not desirable, correct? Nacha ishtapatti hi vai kutastasya atmanaha sukha dukkhadi vikara yoga. Atma is called kutastaha. Kute tishtati iti kutastaha means it is like the unchanging, invariable anvil, okay, in the blacksmithy. So, it is invariable, it is avyaya, avikara. Atma being avyaya and avikara, how can it have vikara like sukha, dukkha, etc., which are all manovikara, correct, really? So somehow they make it into dharma of Atma. That is where the problem is coming. So kutastasya atmanaha sukha dukkhadi vikara yoga. Sukha dukkhadi vikara cannot be there for the kutastha Atma. Further what? Apicha yadi atmanaha sukham dharmaha tarihi sukam aham-arthasya kimiti paramrishet. So another point he is raising, very subtle point. He's saying if sukha is the dharma of Atma, I cannot have paramarsha sukham aham aswapsam. Okay. Sukham aham aswapsam literally means being sukha. Correct. Aham sukham aswapsam means he is taking it as being happy. I slept. Okay. That cannot be there. You should have said kintu sukhi aham aswapsam ityeva. Correct. So there is a difference between sukhi aham aswapsam and sukham aham aswapsam, and that is what he is pointing out here. So the paramarsha is not sukhi aham aswapsam, but sukham aham aswapsam. Like this, he is making a subtle point there. Now, for that also, the Purvapakshi is now coming and saying, no, 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 you are misinterpreting that Vakya. Okay. It is not that being happy means that you yourself are happy and then you slept. It is more like that happiness has to go with sleeping, not with aham. Correct? So, what he is saying is, no, no, it is a kriya visheshana here. You should not, it's an adverb, not an adjective. Okay? Which is, you are joining it with aham, not with sleeping. So, he is saying, nacha sukham, sorry, I think, yeah, that's where. Nacha sukham yatha tateti kriya visheshanam iti vachyam. So now he is saying yatha tateti kriya visheshanam. Sukham is as it is, or indeed it is really the kriya visheshanam. There it has to go with the sleeping, correct? I happily slept. That is what the meaning when we say sukham aham aswapsam. Sukham has to go with aswapsam, not with aham. Not being happy I slept well. It is like I happily slept well, whatever, correct? So it is a kriya visheshanam, is what they are saying now. But then, he is pointing out, but Sudarshana has already said, Sukha is not a kriya visheshana. So, kriya yaha sukha ashrayatva ayogaditi sudarshaneneva uktatvat. Sudarshana himself has said that Sukha cannot be a kriya visheshana. Then how can you say that now here it is a kriya visheshana? The sukha has to go along with only the aham-artha only, not with sleeping. So therefore what? Tasmat sukham aham aswapsam iti asya sukha rupaha aham aswapsam ityeva arthaha samichinaha. Therefore what he is saying? So being happy means what? Your nature is happiness there, correct? Being of the nature of happiness, I slept well. That is the meaning, only makes sense, he is saying, or author. Now, once we say this, what they are saying, no, no, general people do not mean that. So he is saying, lokastu na etat abhiprayena sukham aham aswapsamiti vakyam prayungte kintu sukham yatha tatha iti abhiprayena iva yatha mama sukham bhavet tata iti abhiprayat. So, what is now bringing in general people, what? People are not saying like that. Okay. In fact, if they say like that, then they are almost a jnani, is what the Purva Pakshi is pointing. So, Sukham aham aswapsam vakya may be used. I am not denying that. And Sukhi aham aswapsam may not be used. But still what? Kintu Sukham yata tata iti abhiprayaneva means the Sukha was as it is associated with the sleep here. That's what he wants to say. Like even saying that yata mama sukham bhave. So let there be happiness for me. Means their happiness is separate, or happiness is like a dharma of Atma only, correct? It is not the Swarupa, is what he is trying to point out. So when the people, general people say Sukham aham aswapsam, even though if you associate it with aham, then also it is only a dharma they are saying. It is not Swarupa. So that is how people are using. And similar usage is there when they say Mama Sukham Bhavet. But then what he is saying, Lokaha hi avidwan, sukam atma dharmatvena abhimanyate. See, lokaha may say anything because they are avidwan. In the avidya dasha, people may take sukha as atma dharma. Dukha also they take as atma dharma. That is the whole samsari. Correct? The whole problem of samsari is what? You think you are suffering. Suffering is associated with yourself somehow. But then the Vedantic logic is totally opposite, correct? If you know you are suffering, then you are not the sufferer. That is the Vedantic logic. That is the very difficult logic, correct? My Guruji used to always say that. It's a difficult logic. Yes, you cannot tell somebody is mourning something. You cannot go and say, no, no, don't mourn and all that, correct? It's a very difficult time, means we just go along. Even a jnani has to go along with the ajnanis in such scenarios, correct? You cannot go and quote, oh, no, no, don't worry. Atma is achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyo shoshya evacha nityastarvagatasthanu achaloyam sanatanaha. All that you cannot tell at that time. So, that is okay. Loka, in general, people are all not vidwan. They are not jnani. They can take sukha as atma dharma. That doesn't mean shastra drishti is the same or the Vedantic teaching is that. Correct? So therefore what he is saying, nacha, once we say this, but still he is saying, nacha jadasya sukhasya katam atma swarupatvam atma hi jnana swarupaha iti vachyam. So they also accept atma is jnana swarupaha. Correct? That's what they call dharmi bhuta jnanam. So atma is only jnana swarupa. It is not sukha or sukha swarupa. Sukha is only jada. It is a jada dharma according to them. So how can sukha be atma swarupa? Atma is only jnana swarupa. Once they say this, what we say, sukhasya eva, sorry, jnanasya eva sukhatvat. Jnana alone is sukha. Sukha alone is jnana for us. It's not anything different. We may use different words to reveal this atma. They are all only lakshanas, are revealing words. They point to the only one and only homogeneous entity, which is not having any sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bheda. Correct? It is one whole homogeneous entity. Different words may be used to point out. Jnana Swarupa alone is Sukha Swarupa also for us. Jnanam alone is Ananda. Anandam alone is Jnana. That alone is Sat. And Sat alone is Ananta also. All these things, all these different words may be used. Correct? Satyam Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam. But it doesn't mean that all these different dharmas are sticking on this Atma. They are all revealing words. They are revealing the nature of Atma only. So he is again trying to explain that. He is saying, Ekakaram eva hi atma swarupam prakashakatvat jnanamiti anandayitritvat sukhamiti cha vyapadishyate. So this atma is of the one homogeneous nature only, correct? It is ghanaha. That's why we say ghana, means dense or homogeneity is there. And ekadha eva anudrashtavyam and all. Even the Upanishad is talking about that. So it is ekakara. It is one only and of the same nature, but that nature is talked about in different words because it is luminous or prakashaka. So we say it is jnana. Means it is not jada, at least we have to say. Similarly, it is also the source of all happiness, correct? Ananda itritvat sukham. So it is sukha swarupa. So in this manner it is being taught or revealed, correct? Iticha vyapadishyate. So these are all revealing words, but that doesn't mean that different dharmas are there in the Atma. Atma is as it is. It is yourself and it is of this nature only, and both Ananda and Jnana point to the same Vastu. There is only one Vastu which is of the nature of both, you can say. Because it is Ananda only, it is it is whatever Jnana. Because it is Jnana only, it is Ananda. Because Jada can anyway not be Ananda. So in this manner, this is pointed out. Now once we say this, Okay, you say Atma is Sukha Swarupa, but Sukha also there is a Janya Sukha is there, correct? Sukha Anubhava and all is there. So how can it be Sukha Swarupa also and then generate Sukha Anubhava? Is it not contradictory? So he is now asking, Nacha Sukhasya Katam Sukha Janakatvam iti Vachyam. So Sukhasya Katam Sukha Janakatvam. If Atma itself is Sukha Swarupa, why should it then have this Sukha Anubhava or generate this Sukha Anubhava? Means here he says, no, that is also okay. There is no rule that it should not happen. So yata jnanasya jnana janakatvam. He is saying one jnana can give rise to another jnana. Sukha can give rise to Sukha also. There is no problem with that. Once we say this, what Purvapakshi is saying, no, that is not possible. Nacha tadapi ayuktam eva iti vachyam. So he is now saying tadapi ayuktam. You cannot say jnanasya jnana janakatvam also cannot be there. Sukhasya sukha janakatvam also cannot be there. Sukha cannot give rise to Sukha. Jnana cannot give rise to Jnana. Means now he is giving one example. No, why? Padartha jnanasya vakyartha jnana janakatva darshana. Jnana is generating another jnanam. Without padartha jnanam, you cannot have vakyartha jnanam. So padartha jnana gives rise to vakyartha jnana. So jnana is a jnana janaka also. This darshana is there. Similarly, he is giving something else also. He is saying tasmat nirvikalpakam nitya jnanam savikalpakam vrittik jnanam iva nirvikalpakam nitya sukham savikalpakam vritti sukham janayati iti alam. So he is saying there is no rule like this. Even the nirvikalpaka nitya jnanam only is the basis for the savikalpaka vritti jnanam. And similarly, nirvikalpaka nitya sukham itself is the one which creates the savikalpaka vritti sukham, because all sukha also are nothing but manovritti only, correct? So the vritti sukha is from the, and any vritti sukha is savikalpaka, and the basis for that is the nirvikalpaka nitya sukham. So this is enough, he is saying. Now we have talked about all these things. Now he is going to another thing which was said by Sudarshanacharya. He is saying yaduktam sudarshanena na kinchideva avedisham iti ajnana sakshitvena sthitim vadata ajnana ashraya bhuta aham-artha abhyugantavyaha iti tadayuktam. So again Sudarshana has said what? Na kinchid avedisham iti ajnana sakshitvena. So when you say I did not know anything in sleep, the ajnana, there is a sakshi for that ajnana, correct? Not knowing anything has been witnessed. There is a witness consciousness is there. So whoever is talking about that sthiti, correct, that state, sthitim vadata, ajnana ashraya bhuta aham-artha, and that is the ajnana ashraya bhuta aham-artha. So from the statement of na kinchid avedisham, we get to know that there was an ajnana sakshi, and that ajnana sakshi should have been only the aham-artha. You can say it is more like arthapati they are doing. But I think the Vishishtadvaitins don't even accept arthapati. They accept only three pramanas. So they will take it as anumana otherwise. Okay, they only accept pratyaksha, anumana and shabda. They don't accept anupalabdhi, arthapati and upamana also, I think. The upamana and all they just put it within the everything is anumana or pratyaksha. Upamana maybe even pratyaksha they will take it as. And anupalabdhi also they take it as pratyaksha. Arthapati goes into anumana. But anyway, so what they are saying is aham-artha we have to accept, because the ajnana ashraya is there or ajnana sakshi is there, and that ajnana sakshi could have only been the aham-artha. That is their point. Means that is not proper. Tadayuktam vai ajnana sakshitvena sushuptou prajnasya eva sthitihi asmabihi uchyate na ahankArasya iti kritva ajnana ashraya bhutaha prajnaha abhyubhagataha. So what we are saying, we don't say that there is no ajnana sakshi. Ajnana sakshi everybody has to accept. But that ajnana sakshi is not ahankara or aham-artha, it is prajnaha. That's why we have another name there, correct? So in the sushupti, prajna is the ajnana sakshi and not ahankara. Therefore, ahankara not being the ajnana ashraya bhuta there is no aham-artha. Prajna only has been accepted by us. Further, what eduktam Ramanujena aham avedishamiti vedituhu aham-artha aham-arthasya anuvrttih iti tadayuktam. So, this he is saying, I only knew that I did not know anything, or I knew that I slept well and all that. So, aham avedisham iti, that person, the vedituhu means the knower, that aham-artha, that knower is the aham-artha, and there is an anuvrttih of that knower throughout. Means in waking also the knower is there, dream also knower is there. Now they are extending it into sleep also. Okay, and that's why getting up I can say I knew that I slept well. Correct. So aham avedisham iti vedituhu is there. That anuvritti means that continuation in all three states. They are saying the knower is there, but we don't accept that. If you say the knower was there in sleep, during sleep only the knower should have said, I know, correct? That is not there. So we cannot accept that. We are saying Vedana samaye ahankare sati aham vidami iti pratiyadeva iti. So if you say aham vidami, he should have said that, correct? Because during the time of knowing, if the ahankara was there, you would have said, I know at that time itself. But nobody has that experience in sleep. There is no pratiti like that. Therefore, you cannot say that the anuvritti of the jnatru is there. Okay, further what? Yacha uktam sushuptau vittihi nishidhyate jnata tu anuvartate iti tad unmatta pralapitam. Okay. What he is saying is, in sleep, there may not be cognition. He is saying, Ramanuja has said, even though cognition is not there, but the jnata or the knower is there. Okay, that is his point. In fact, we say the other way around. That is the thing. So he is saying it is like unmatta pralapitam. It is like mad talk. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. You cannot say there was no cognition, but the cognizer was there. Because for them, cognition itself is there only when a cognized object is there. And now you are accepting that vittihi here means basically cognition or understanding or knowing, correct? Knowing itself is not there. But then how can you say knower is there then? So this is not possible. Okay. But what then further? Na kinchid avedishamiti ajnana anubhava rupa vittehe satvat. What we accept, although, see, even though we say the other way around, that's what I told you. Knower in the form of ahankara is not there in sleep. But the anubhava is there, correct? We do not say that the anubhava is not there because we accept the ajnana vritti there. We don't accept antakarana vritti, but avidya vritti is there. So na kinchid avedishamiti ajnana anubhava rupa vittehe satvat. Vitti is there, in fact, we say. Ramanuja is saying vittihi nishidhyate. Vitti is negated in deep sleep, but the jnata is there. The knower is there. We say no, vitti is there. But the jnata, like you claim, that jnata is not there because there is no ahankara, there is no antakarana, it's all folded up, it's resolved. Therefore, the vitti is there in the form of avidya vritti, correct? And that is the prajnaha is the anubhavita there, not the ahankara or aham-artha. That is the difference. We are making a difference between prajnaha and aham-artha here. So, further what tasyaha api nishede darshita paramarshasya eva anudaya prasangat. So, if you say Vitti was not there but Jnata was there, then how did he recollect it? Whatever you did not experience, if you start recollecting, then that's not valid knowledge also, correct? There is no validity to that then. So, tasya api nishede. If you say Vitti is nishidya, Vitti has been negated, then how can you say the paramarsha is there, the recollection is there, correct? So, tasya api nishede, darshita paramarsha eva anudaya prasanga. The paramarsha or the recollection itself cannot happen then. Therefore, you cannot say Vitti was not there, but Jnata is there. That is not proper. So, Jnatuhu ahankArasya anuvrttanam tu pratyuktam. Therefore, what? Whatever we have said till now, this knower, who is nothing but the ahankara, the continuity of that is not there in deep sleep. Okay. So, against that we have now said, with this aham-artha vichArah is over. Aham-artha vichArah, finally what we are saying, there is no aham-artha in deep sleep, and aham-artha is not pratyagatma. Pratyagatma is self. So now we have made a differentiation between I, which is the ego, and pratyagatma, which is the innermost self. Okay, it is having only swayamartha, not ahamartha or swartha, you can say, the self. Okay, now new topic. In fact, it's a continuation of that only in one way. What we are saying now again we are taking up this point particularly. Sushuptou-api aham-arthasya ahankArasya anuvrttih asti iti etat rAmAnuja-mata-nirAkaraNam. So rAmAnuja-mata is what? Ramanuja's opinion is that in sleep also this aham-artha, which is ahankara, continues as the knower. It is asti, anuvrttih asti. That we are now negating, we are rejecting, nirakarana we are doing. So now he is taking up this. What is that? He is saying, Nanu mamapi aham na ajnasisham iti paramarshad asti sushuptau jnata aham-artha iti chet ma evam. So one of the points Ramanuja is saying is, mamapi aham na ajnasisham. In sleep, I did not know myself also, correct? Mamapi aham na ajnasisham. I did not know myself. From that itself, he is saying, from that recollection, iti paramarshat asti sushuptau jnata, there is a knower who did not know myself also. Okay. So, mamapi na ajnashisam. From that knowledge itself, we have to say that jnata aham-artha is there in the sushupti. Like that, if you say it is not correct, it is not proper, it is not in that manner. Why? Tata eva paramarshat aham-arthasya tadanim abhava nischayat. In fact, we are doing the other way around. Because of that paramarsha only we are saying aham-artha is not there, correct? Because I did not know myself also in sleep. Due to that very reason, we are saying aham-artha is not there in deep sleep. Okay. Now you are saying the other way around. How is that possible? So now we are asking a question. What? In fact, we are first saying, he is now pointing out the absurdity in that. He is saying, Naham grihe ghatam pashyami iti paramarshat kim grihe tasya ghata anubhavad ghataha asti iti nischiyate. So you have an experience about a pot. But what is that experience? I did not see the pot in the house, let us say. Now, I recollect that I did not see the pot in the house. From this recollection, can you say pot was there? You cannot say that, correct? In fact, your experience is that pot was not there. From that experience, how can you say that pot is there? Whatever I did not experience is there, how can you say? Okay, so that is what he is asking here. So, the ghata asti, the anubhava was not there. Then how can you have this nischaya that ghata asti? Once we say this, now they are saying, no, ghata and aham are different. But in this case, it is not like that. Okay, now he is saying nacha tatra drashtuhu purushat bhinnaha eva gataha iti vachyam. So gata is different from the drashtuhu purushaha, the person who is seeing. But in this case, the seeing person himself is seeing himself as not there. Even that doesn't make any sense. But now they are making a difference between gata and drashta. Okay. But even if you say that the drashta is not different from himself, that is okay. But what we are now saying, but if you say like that also, it doesn't make any sense in fact. So yeah, we are saying atra api ahankaraha mamiti padavachyaha bhinnaha eva prajna. Now what we are saying is in the sushupti experience, that I did not know myself. That there also the I and the myself are different, we are saying, really speaking. Okay. Because the myself there is the ahankara and the I is the prajna. So even there is a bhinna is there, bhinnatvam. That's what we are pointing. You cannot say there is no bhinna there between the drashtuhu purushaha and whatever is drishya, the scene. The seer and seen are different even in sleep. The seer is the prajna, the seen is the ahankara, and ahankara is not there. That's why we have the recollection also is proper that way. Okay. So mam iti padavachyaha is ahankara, and that is different. Bhinnaha eva prajna, from the prajna who is the sleeper. Now once we say this, what now he is saying, nacha mam iti padavachya ahankaraha eva aham iti padavachyaha api iti vachyam. So now he is saying, no, that's not true. Mam and aham are has to be the same. How can it be different? Okay. See, the knower can be aham. There is no doubt about that. But it need not always be aham. Aham. Okay. So there is no rule like that. The aham-artha need not be the knower. That's what we are going to point out now. So mam and aham need not be always mean the same. Okay. So if you say that this mam iti padavachya ahankara and aham iti padavachya, here is actually the drashta, correct? They have to be always same. Then we ask the question, what? Smarana samaye eva ahankarasattvam natu anubhava samaye iti uktatvat. Okay, we are not questioning, we are now saying, we are making a point that, see, the ahankara is there when you are recollecting during waking. But ahankara was not there when you are having that experience. That is why you said, I did not know myself, correct? If you are experiencing the ahankara then also, or ahankara was there, you cannot have the experience, I did not know myself. It doesn't make any sense, correct? So this we have already told you that during the recollection, ahankara is there, we accept. And ahankara, due to ahankara adhyasa, you know, take it as that ahankara's experience, even though that ahankara was not there really. That is part of the ajnana, understand? That is part of the ajnana of the waker. So, during the anubhava samaya, there is no ahankara. Only during the smarana samaya, recollection, it is there. But so what do we say? Tasmat, therefore, sushuptau ghatasya iva ahankarasya abhavadeva prajnasya tad anubhava bhavaha dhanubhava bhavaha. So, like the ghata, which was not there, I experienced that. Correct? Means ghata abhava I experienced. Similarly, during sushupti, the ahankara abhava is there. That alone the prajna is experiencing that. Correct? So, prajna does not have the experience of ahankara. That is his experience. Okay? Therefore, ahankara was there at the time, you cannot say. And also the experiencer is bhinna from the ahankara, whose abhava is experienced. Okay, that much we have to say. Therefore, एवं प्राज्ञः स्वेन अनुभूतम् अर्थम अहंकाराभाव रूपम जागृति विश्वीभूयः भूय स्मरति. So, in this manner, what do we say? Prajna, who experience the absence of aham-artha, okay, by himself, but the prajna only has become the vishwaha in waking. So, jagrati vishvi bhuyaha smarati. But when prajna has become vishwa, the ahankara also is there. Then, due to the ahankara adhyasa, it is now taken as the ahankara's experience. But really, the ahankara was not there in sleep. That is the point here. So, therefore, he can remember what? Mam api aham na ajnasisham iti. So, I did not know myself. He can recollect like that. So, if you don't give this explanation, then you cannot make any sense of it, correct? So, he is pointing out that katham anyata swasya swanubhava abhavaha sambhavet. Otherwise, how can you have the experience of your own absence? That doesn't make any sense, correct? So, swasya swanubhava abhava is not possible. Okay. Therefore, what we say, tata hi gataha nasid iti yaha vakti tena kim gata abhavaha anubhutaha utana. So, the one who says gata is not there, that person, did he experience the gata or not? Okay, or the gata abhava, we have to say. Did he experience gata abhava or not means. So, if you say he experienced gata abhava, if he says, then atyaha ishtaha eva. That is what we are also saying. He experienced the abhava of aham-artha. That's why you are able to recollect that. But if you say no, he did not have that experience, then how can you recollect what you did not experience? Correct? Na dvitiyaha. Second, it cannot be second. Why? Ananubhutasya gata abhavasya anusandhana yoga. So whatever you did not experience, how can you have recollection of that or memory of that? That is not possible. Therefore, evam mam aham na ajnashisam iti yaha vakti tena kim aham-artha bhavaha anubhutaha utana. So now from gata we are coming back to this aham-artha. So mam aham na ajnashisam, I did not know myself. The one who says that, did he experience the aham-artha bhava or not? Now adye, if it is you say no, he experienced, then katam aham-arthena eva aham-artha bhavaha anubhavataha. So you cannot say the aham-artha bhava was experienced by aham-artha itself. That is not possible. Why? Because nahi swabhavaha svena grahitum shakyate. You cannot know your own absence. You cannot negate the negator. Correct? This is one of the arguments we use against the Buddhists also, who talk about nairatmya and all that. So swabhavaha svena grahitum na shakyate. Grahaka kale grahya abhavat grahya kale grahaka abhavat cha. So when you are the knower, you cannot be the known. And when you are known, you cannot be the knower. Therefore, you cannot experience the abhava of yourself. Then what? Dvitiye katam anubhutasya smaranam. If you say, no, I did not experience the aham-artha abhava, means then how can you have smaranam of that? Therefore, whatever you are saying doesn't make any sense. We have to say, tasmad aham-arthad anyena eva aham-artha bhavaha sushuptou-anubhutaha sacha anubhavita prajnaha iti. Therefore, you have to say something other than the aham-artha only experience the abhava of that aham-artha in sushupti, and that is what we say prajnaha. Okay, so you have to accept that. Okay, this continues. We'll see this in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरु।